Here's what I love that you've already done. You reframed the conversation. The biggest perception in the industry is that contact centers are cost centers. You're talking about affecting the very valuation of the business, which means you're talking about revenue. You're talking about competitive advantage. You're talking about everything that helps a company work, grow, and scale. So I think this satisfaction with underperformance is an acceptance of this is a necessary evil. This is a cost that we have to contain. We have to be able to have somebody to answer questions from our customers. But beyond that, I don't see a direct connection to valuation of the company. And you mentioned humanistic approach as a foundational pillar to that. Could you explain what that means?
Absolutely. So when I talk about a humanistic approach, it's about the emotional side of the business. Every individual, just by definition of human nature, has an emotional response to one thing or another. You start seeing these trends in your CSAT that they start tracking. How did it make you feel speaking to this individual? Or how did the solution make you feel? Those are really to try to capture the emotional or that human type of response, because what that customer perceives is that customer's reality. What that agent perceives is that agent's is what they believe. And so it's really about getting in and understanding and talking with individuals. It's about making sure that you're not asking them to do something that they wouldn't do. It's about being able to understand what that individual is and having the empathy behind that. And when I say empathy, completely different than sympathy. Empathy is the understanding and putting yourself in that individual's shoes, and then being able to tailor your conversations to their emotions. And with that, you're able to build that humanistic connection. And being able to do that, you get buy-in from a lot of different people. You get buy-in from your agency. You get more buy-in from your customers. You get more of an acceptance and more of an agreement and more participation when you have that humanistic approach, because everybody's human. Everybody wants to have a voice. And my expectation for my team, they use that voice and we communicate what's wrong, what's broken, what's hard, how can we make it easier? What are different ideas that we have that are out there?
Now, what's interesting is you called out two segments of individuals when you were talking about the humanistic approach here. You called out customers, you called out agents specifically. Why did you call out agents? You could have called out the board, the leadership of the company. You could have called out the sales organization, marketing, product development. Why did you call out agents and customers, those two
Yeah.
groups?
The reason I did is customers are obvious, because basically we're in business to make money. Those customers pay our paychecks. That's really why customers. Agents is that if you look at it, after an item is sold, and it doesn't matter if it's a pen, it doesn't matter if it's a service, doesn't matter if it's a computer, after that initial sale, the only interaction that that customer typically has, at least voice interaction, is with an agent, whether it's support, technical, or customer service. So those agents are setting the tone for that company. And to give you an example, when I first started at my career, won't tell you how far back it was, but with Gateway Computers, I was a customer service representative right before Christmas. And it was back when multimedia was this huge phenomenon. You mean I can actually hook my speakers up to my computer and I can actually hear things? There was a major shortage of sound cards, so we couldn't ship computers. Back then, a PC was $2,500 to $3,500. And all of these individuals were really trying to purchase these for Christmas gifts. And so I had mothers and fathers calling on the phone crying because they weren't going to get anything. That is so critical, because agent can make or break that scenario for that customer. And so it's very important that you use that humanistic approach with agents, because if the agents are engaged, if the agents are happy, they will then provide more confidence and provide a higher level of service and support to the customers. You cannot have a customer experience strategy without focusing on the agent experience. It's just impossible in my mind.